Hello, it's Little Flame. So before I get into what the video is about, I wanted to make this clear that I'm a graphic designer. So this might not apply for every position. I simply want to just express what worked with me and might help your situation in giving you a second chance to landing the job you want. I'm going to go over two personal experiences. One that you're going to really need to avoid at all costs. If you do this, you will be ghosted, you will be blocked, and never be considered again. And I'm also going to tell you why this is super important to avoid. The second experience is going to be the one you want to pursue, and what might just give you that second chance that you're chasing for. And this one might work on other fields as well. I'm also going to be working on my thumbnail in this video just so you don't have to see my face all the time. But just note that both of these experiences happened a couple years back. I'm grateful for both of them because now I feel like I know what to do and what not to do. Definitely things not to do. I definitely know what not to do 100%. Okay, so the first one you're looking at is that you got an interview, and this interview for me went really well. It actually went amazing. And this happened right after I graduated. I was like super excited to get into the workforce. So I felt like I brought my A game into this interview. And the interviewer, the person that was interviewing me, he kind of made it seem that I was almost going to get the job. I don't know, maybe a lot of people experience this, but sometimes it's confusing when in the interview and they're like kind of giving you a tour of the place and they're going to say something like, oh, you're going to be working with this person and this person. It's going to be great having you here with us, and we really need someone like you. We definitely need someone like you on the team. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like this could get anyone excited and to have like high expectations. I feel like the one that's interviewing you is going to say a lot of things to you that are going to seem that you're the perfect fit, but it really doesn't mean that you're going to get the job or that they're even in the position to make that decision by themselves. So because of the hype, I went home that day super excited. I think I bought pizza from my friends, literally believing I'm going to get a call back like no matter what. So after a couple of days, there's nothing. I haven't heard back from anyone, and I'm starting to get the itch to wanting to know what happened. So I end up requesting like an update, an email, like a email update. So I send out an email, and it's very generic. It's not like this is not a bad thing. This is not going to knock you out of getting this job, or it's not going to remove your chances of getting hired. But this next part will. So in my brain, I started to create scenarios to why it's been 5 days and I still haven't gotten no responses back to my email. Oh, I'm like, maybe it went to spam. Maybe I sent it to the wrong email. Maybe they need specific documents. So I decided that I was gonna call the person that interviewed me and get a direct update. So I call, just you wait, it actually gets way worse. So I call and I'm like, hi, it's me. If you still want to hire me. I actually said that I was just looking for updates on the job position. And the guy's like, yeah, of course. We're still undergoing the process. It's been a busy month. We will be getting to make the decision really soon. So I'm back to feeling relieved. I don't feel like I came off too desperate. That was far from the truth. A couple weeks later. So please know that this is actually my first time looking for a job. I feel like I was like tunneled in. So the more quiet things got, the more I felt the urge to figure out what's going on. I did message back and request another update. I got no response. That is when I decided to do something really dumb. So in Gmail, there is an extension. It's like an app or something. It will notify you if the receiver of the email checked their email. They opened it and they checked the email you sent them. Okay, so you heard me right. So I downloaded an extension. So when I send the company an email, it's going to notify the both of us when he opens the email. Oh my god. so I'm just reminding myself that you guys need to hear this. So don't do this. They can literally smell desperation. And if they didn't, I made sure to spray it. To spray that scent like so freaking strong. Please don't use these type of tactics to figure out if the company wants you or not. It's not going to work. They are going to probably ghost you. My recommendation is get back with them with only one request. Get back with them with only one update request. Now that we got that out of the way, we can start fresh on an experience that really worked. After I grew some brain cells and now I can think clearly, a couple years later, I found myself in a position where I was looking for a job. Same thing. Great interview, nothing out of the ordinary. It looked like it came down to 2 candidates, me and another girl. And what happened is that the other girl, she was chosen. So I was notified and I was told that I wasn't going to be getting the job. I actually really wanted this position. It looked like it would be a learning experience, lots of fun. So I made sure on this rare occasion to actually write back and say thank you for giving me this opportunity and for considering me. And I also mentioned that if they had any side projects or in need of another graphic designer, that I was open to freelance for them. My expectations were pretty realistic. I was already guessing that the person they hired had more experience in that specific niche, so I didn't put too much thought into it and I moved on. A couple weeks later, I hear back from the interviewer and they wanted to work with me on a couple of projects. And immediately I was like, yes, of course, let's do it. I started off right away with them, making sure that I put like quality effort, also like ensuring that I was like very easy to work with. And like out of nowhere, the conversation started to change and they wanted to bring me on as a full-time employee in the place of the person that they hired. So what actually happened is the person they hired, I think that she was personally looking at 2 jobs and I think she went with the other company and accepted it kind of like last minute. So this position opened up right away. Of course, this experience doesn't happen all the time, but you would be surprised to know that jobs that you're competing for, those designers or applicants, like they're also applying for other jobs. So your chances of getting a job that has already rejected you, there still could be a shot for you. And if it's a job that you really like, always respond back, tell them thank you, and offer your services anyway, even if it's not what you signed up for. Like for example, I wasn't too comfortable with just freelance, but I made it work for the time being, and sometimes like compromising can get you to the actual spot that you really want. I also think in negotiating too. I've seen people turn down jobs for not getting paid a certain amount, but I've actually had success for that. I feel like the pay rate was below my standards, but I noticed that when I saw myself doing more and I was comfortable with the company, I would start to request higher pay after I've proven myself. And then there were some jobs I really admit that I felt really underpaid, but I really got to learn a lot from those jobs. So don't always think that there's like one right way to do things. Explore your options, bend the rules sometimes, to figure out what works with you and what doesn't. And don't harass companies like I did. Don't do it. So I don't know. Maybe in the comments you can let me know if any of this stuff makes sense. I would love to hear success stories from your side. What made your interview process stand out? And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. We're like so close to 100 subs. It's insane. It's amazing. And pretty intense. That's all for now.